Welcome to So Very Easy. My name is Laura, and today let's do some free motion quilting, and let's do hearts, hearts, hearts. Lots of hearts. Free motion, hearts everywhere. I'm going to show you a couple of things that I love to use while I'm free motion quilting just to make it a little bit easier. And I'll show you how to do the hearts, hearts, hearts. The first thing is setting up the machine. I do have a Bernina, and I will be using the stitch regulator foot. And this keeps my stitches the same no matter how fast or slow I go. And I always start with a new needle, and I want a quilting needle. And the chrome are really nice from Schmetz. Now I'm only going to be using the 7511 this time, but the 9014 is just as good. To make the bed of my machine very, very slippery, I use the Supreme slider, and I have a nice big queen size. What it is this piece of plastic, and on the other side it's sort of this sticky. So when it sits on the bed of the machine, it does not move, but it's very, very slippery. So it's easy to guide that fabric right over top. And my batting today is going to be from Fairfield. It's a fusible batting called Fusiboo. And it's bamboo. What's great about it is you iron your back and your front on it. It sticks. There's no basting, no pinning, and it's ready to go. And I like to use quilting gloves. Quilting gloves have a surface that helps you grip the fabric so it's not so hard on your hands. And you can get many different styles out there. And for mine, they're actually gardening gloves. They're nice and small because I have very small hands and I like how tight they are. Now the quilt top. The quilt is only 2 pieces of fabric, no piecing, nothing at all. It is just one solid piece on one side and one solid piece on the other. This gives me a chance to make a whole cloth quilt at the same time as learning and training myself to make a new design. The design is going to be hearts, 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 and I'm going to be using a nice peach color from Aurifil, and it's number 2420. It's a soft peach color, and I like to use a thread that does have a contrast on my fabric. It can be very, very dark, or it can be very light like this peach color. The reason is that way when I'm learning the new design, I won't have to look so hard if the colors are blending. I want to be able to see where I've been to know where I'm going. And to practice the design before I even get to the machine, I practice on my quilt top. But I practice with a piece of plastic. This is just a piece of plastic that you buy. It's a tablecloth cover. So I'll put that over top of any quilt that I'm doing. And this gives me an opportunity to try different things without actually having to quilt the quilt top. And I use dry erase markers so that I'm going to be able to wipe it off if I don't like it. Now I'm going to be able to practice a whole big piece right on top of the quilt. It sort of helps my brain remember what I want to do. Then I'm able just to wipe it off and start again, and I can keep going until I memorize what I want to do. So hearts, hearts, hearts are just that, a whole pile of hearts. And just start anywhere in the quilt and make a heart. From there, you just need to outline the heart. From here, just go up and make another heart and outline that heart. When you come to another area, make a heart and outline your heart. You can just keep going and making hearts. If you get to an area that you need to come back, you can just retrace your heart and your shape until you get to an area that you want to make another heart. And if you get stuck in a corner, just follow your stitching coming out and then do another heart. You can change all the different sizes of your hearts. You can do some small ones You could do a little tiny one if you need to fill in a spot. And if it's too tiny, you don't even need to trace it. You can do them with a little bit of a little hook on them. And if you want, you can put a little curl up inside as you go. And just keep doing hearts. So I will just fill this entire piece of plastic with my hearts. What that will do is will remind me what I'm doing, so when I get to the machine, I'm going to have that memory already built in. If you find you're in an area where you don't want to do another heart, but you need just a little filler, just do a little hook. So what you're going to do is almost start the heart, but not finish the heart. And that little hook is going to repeat the same shape as you're making. And it can give you an area to change your shape. And after you do a whole pile, if you don't like it and you want to do hearts with a little bit more of a hook, you can just erase your hearts and start again and do a heart with more of a point, with a little curve into the center. It doesn't matter how you do your hearts, they will read hearts when you're finished. And before I take this plastic off, I make sure that I wipe off all of the ink because I don't want it to transfer to the actual quilt. So I bring my thread up and make sure I have a nice long tail so I can tie that knot after and bury it in between those layers. And I start with my needle down. It's important that you can see the needle and a little bit behind it so that you know where you've been and you're going to know where you're headed. And I'm going to do my first heart, coming around and trace that heart. Now, just go into the next heart. Trace it. And keep going. Now remember, you can always make little hook shapes if you need to fill in a spot or get out. And the hook shape is just a portion of the heart. So you're going to start the heart and then do a hook. So it will look like sort of a heart under a heart. Travel around an area if you need to and just keep going until the entire piece is covered. Here's one of those hooks or that half heart. There is a tiny heart with that hook, but that filled in that space and I did not outline it. Here is another hook that needed to fill in that space. Hearts, hearts, hearts. Lots of hearts over the entire thing. And when the quilting is all done, if you find a spot that you really don't like, well, there's nothing saying you can't camouflage it with a little heart. Put a label on the corner called "With All My Heart." Put some pretty peach color binding on it. And you have a beautiful quilt for a new mother-to-be. I do hope you give this a try. Hearts, hearts, hearts. It's quick and easy, and it's very pretty. Thank you for joining me today on Sew Very Easy. Feel free to subscribe, and as always, come on back. Let's see what we're sewing next time in the sewing room. Bye for now.